Welcome. My name is Nosipo. I am a registered nurse. I am a creative director, an entrepreneur. I am a daughter. I am a girlfriend. I am a sister. I am a child of God. You name it. You name it. Because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it every time, and I'm going to do it well. On my podcast, we love to talk things lifestyle, health, wellness, culture, you name it. We talk about it. So sit back, relax, and join our family. Don't even play with me. You know I'm getting better at that. You know, it's coming together, right? All right, guys, let's get into our affirmations. Today's affirmations are going to focus on self-love, healthy relationships, and just good vibes. I think it's like a glow up, self-love, healthy type vibe. Take a deep breath in for 5, out for 3. In for 5, out for 3. In for 5, out for 3. I feel a lot better. I don't know about you, but I feel a lot better. So let's get into these affirmations. I'm looking them up today because I want to make sure I'm not saying the same ones over and over and over again. So relax your mind, relax your body. Our first one: I allow people to show up for me. I allow people to show up for me. I allow people to show up for me. I find strength in vulnerability. I find strength in vulnerability. I find strength in vulnerability. My self-worth is high. My self-worth is high. My self-worth is high. My feelings are valid, and I honor them all. My feelings are valid, and I honor them all. My feelings are valid, and I honor them all. My heart and mind are open and ready to new experiences. My heart and mind are open to new experiences. I attract what I want by being what I want. I attract what I want by being what I want. I attract what I want by being what I want. Breathe in for 5, out for 3. In for 5, out for 3. In for 5, out for 3. Oh gosh, I feel so much better. I get nervous, I get anxious. I don't, a lot of people are like, oh, you get camera shy. I'm like, yeah, I do. I think a lot of people, it's not an abnormal thing to be camera shy. So I definitely do get camera shy. But I love public speaking. I love public speaking. So it's something that I'm working on, but doing affirmations and deep breathing before I start talking to you guys, it honestly helps me a lot. It helps ease my nerves. And I feel like it also kind of puts you in that mindset. I just feel like it's a good intro. It's like an appetizer. How can I get to the main course if, I didn't have my appetizer? Because I'm a 3-course meal, 4-course, if that type of girl. So yeah, for sure. And that's on working in restaurants. I know my shit. Let's get into the ask questions. The just ask, no see. Just ask me, hey. Just ask, no see. Just ask me, hey. Just ask, no see. Just ask me, hey. Not me making a theme song. I've been like in the singing mood been in this, I'm not gonna lie, I've been in a singing mood. I've been feeling kind of confident. I have some people in the music industry that do follow me, so I'm always keeping my options open. Nurse by day, but singer by night. Yeah. But okay, let's get into it. Just ask, no see. Let me ask, no see. Hi, I'm blank. How did you start your journey to becoming an influencer on social media as a nurse? I don't like putting people's names out there, so I'm going to call her Maya. All right, so Maya asked me, how did I start my journey from becoming an influencer on social media to a nurse? You know what I always tell you? Let's close this laptop, cause let me get into it. So, how did I become a content creator? That's a really good question. I have always made content since social media came out, like from my Instagram stories, not my Instagram, Snapchat, even before Snapchat, like Vine. I loved Vine, and I used to make Vines. I wasn't like a big Viner, obviously, like you would have known by now, but I loved it. It was something that was fun to me. I thought it was so cool. And then from there, we got Snapchat, and I remember on Snapchat, like, I loved having people view my story. Like, that was like something that made me super excited. And when I went to college, as I started to get to know people, and I was on like shout out promo pages, those things, my views would go up, and I had at one point like 500 views on Snapchat.
Damn.
And I was geeked. I like loved it. I loved it because I liked being able to make people laugh or make people feel something, make people smile. I loved that. I loved having a platform and to be able to use it to spread awareness or just to brighten somebody's day. So that was like my first dose of social media. And then with Instagram, I think I was a little bit more shy to like use a lot of it because I have family and stuff on it. I mean, I still do, but I just don't care as much anymore. But Instagram, I would say I started actually taking social media seriously in 2020, like slash 2021. I started following, I don't even remember how I came across Talitha's page, but I will always find a reason to give her a shout out on literally every single one of my YouTube videos. So Talitha, I watched her in 2020 and 2021. But I think before her, I watched Lena Lore, or I like came across them both at the same time, and Lynette Adkins. Lynette Adkins was a little bit later, but Lena Lore and Talitha, I put all of their pictures here, like a boom, 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 like all of them. That was that trio, because in 2020 I was depressed, and in 2021 I was like coming out of the depression. I think in 2020 a lot of us were depressed, and what helped me, I'm gonna start to cry. I'm actually really gonna start to cry. What helped me was with Lena Lore. She made a video like a millionaire routine, or like how to start a business, because I remember I wanted to start a business. I was interviewing people during the pandemic and just asking people how they were doing, because it was a really tough time. So I took time to just sit down with people, and that's where I got this whole like podcast type of vibe to me. I really liked interviewing people. So I started interviewing people, and I tried to think, how can I make this a business? But I didn't know, because I was school for nursing, not business. So I started watching Lena Lore, and she made different videos on how to start a business. And she's also somebody that looks like me, you know what I mean? So it gave me motivation. And she had videos on like how to have another set of income. What are different ways that you can have a set of income? So one of her ways was having a business and like content creation. And I think that's when I came across Talitha, because she had a video of like her explaining. I literally remember the day that I started watching her. I was like in my living room. I saw her face, and she was like holding this tripod thing and like taking her own pictures. And I was like, wait, what? Like for me, like I literally feel like she invented this, like she literally invented this. But I was like, wait, what? Like she's taking her own pictures. Like I don't have to have my boyfriend take my pictures. Hold on. So then I started watching her and like seeing how she was doing things, and it gave me hope. So like the two of them together, someone telling me how to create a business and how to have like a side hustle, then actually seeing somebody do it, it was so so helpful. So that was in like 2020. Then in 2021 I started taking those tips and I started my own business, and that's called Nosipo LLC, and that's my creative director business where we interview people, we curate events, we curate photo shoots. It's all about creative direction, curation, because that's what my passion is. My passion is business, and my passion is being able to curate different events and experiences for people to truly explore their gifts. So that is like what my business, Nosipo LLC, is. So that happened, right? So then I created my business, poured in my all to my business. And at this time, mind you, I'm still in nursing school all at this time. So I'm still kind of creating content, but I was juggling a lot of stuff and it was fine. Like I was able to do well. I passed, I finished school. And then in 2022, even before 2022, this is when like, again, this is all 2021. I came out here to California. I visited my good friend Hannah Moroza. She's actually a singer. She's a very great singer. You guys should stream her music. She should be coming out with new music soon, so I'm going to put her photo here as well. But I came out to visit her, and I feel like she might not know how much that experience helped me, but it was nice being able to see somebody from the same state as me doing something in California. So it was very motivational, and that kind of gave me the urge to move out to California. On top of watching another YouTuber, which is Lynette Adkins. I'm saying all of their names together. But yeah, Lynette Adkins. That's when I started watching her around like again 2021, and I noticed she was always out and about. Like she was always traveling. She was always, I don't know, even now she just moved to New York. Like she was always like when I'm saying like I'm out of town, thugging on my like she wasn't thugging on her rounds, but she was out of town. Okay, like doing her thing. And that motivated me. And again, it's seeing somebody that looks like me, you know, doing something that I think that I can do. It's all about representation. So that also gave me the push to say, you know what, I'm going to move to California. So then in 2021, I decided to move to California. I moved out here in 2022. Yeah, that's when I started creating content even more, but it was hard. It was hard because I was studying for the NCLEX. It was hard to do it all at once. So I took a break. I had some growth. I had grown from like maybe like 2,500 followers to like 3,000, right? And I thought that that was really like amazing. I was so happy. I was so, so happy. I never take that for granted. Then in 2022, I passed my NCLEX. Then I moved out here again because I had to come back home. I had to go back home and really just focus on the NCLEX because I failed the first time. So I came back out here towards the end of 2022. I started my new job as a registered nurse, and I work in maternal newborn. I work with all the babies, all the moms. Yeah, so I started working, and again, it was still kind of hard to do both content and working. So I tried my best, but to be quite honest with you, in 2023, that's when I truly started to say, hey, like, it's not that I'm running out of time, but it's like, okay, you've had your fun, you have your degree, you have worked as an RN for a year. Let's see what we can do here. Let's do this and like go full on. And I remember I watched this video by Lynette Adkins. If I can find it, I'll link it for you guys, or I'll like attach it. But the title was "Quit Your Job." It was like quit your 9 to 5. I don't know. She stays telling people to quit their job, and I love that. I love that because I needed that. She'd be like, "Quit your job. They don't give a fuck about you. Your job doesn't give a fuck about you." And I'm like, you know what, Lynette? Yeah. So like whenever I need a reminder of like your job doesn't give two about you, I watch her for sure. So she had this video talking about quit your job, right? So I watched that, and then I've seen it before, and then I watched it again, like October of 2023, and I was like, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna quit my job. What? Like I'm gonna quit it for sure. Because in September I was already kind of thinking about quitting and doing a different field of nursing. I wanted to try the OR. And then I also was trying to focus on I liked doing my podcast for like an outlet. And the more I spoke on my podcast, the more I realized that like this is what's making me happy. This right here, like this is something that's really, really filling my soul. And of course, I can still do that with nursing, but I need more flexibility in my schedule, and I need to be able to go home and visit my family. You guys might not know this, but I'm from Wisconsin and South Africa in Lesotho. So I want to be able to go home to my country. I want to be able to go home to Wisconsin. Like I want to have more flexibility with my schedule. So that's when I said, you know what? And I want to do like this content creation thing and fully dive into it, and my business, right? I want to dive into them. I said, you know what? I have to quit my job. Something's gotta go. What does it say? I guess I gotta go. I guess it's time to go. I gotta let you go. You're the only one that's holding me down. And I was not about to get held down at all. So I quit my job October 2023. And then you know what? I said every single day I'm gonna post a reel. And I did. I posted a reel every single day. I started with just posting one reel a day. Like I did baby steps. Because I had already been posting reels like every day-ish or every other day. But in October 2023, that's when I was like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to post a reel every single day. And from doing every single day, I think it was in December 1st, I was like, I'm still not really seeing the growth that I'd like. I remember I gained like maybe from like 3,900 to like 4,300, and I was like, that's amazing. But I was starting to see people like blow up, and I had to tell myself, you know what, like I really need to go even harder. So then that's when I started to do 2 to 3 reels a day, and that really, really helped me. And that was in December, and from December until now, that's how I have gained the 3,500 plus followers. So I was like, I'm a really fast talker, so I hope you guys were able to catch all of that. Otherwise, I'll for sure put like captions or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's that. I mean, there are still so many other different aspects of the, what is it called? Of content creation that I can go into in a separate video. But for now, like I wanted to answer that question for you in a very, very, very detailed way, because I already messaged you, Maya, right? That's what we're calling you for today. But I already messaged you and gave you, a little bit of background information. But I thought that this would be a good time for me to let you and everyone else know that that is how I started my content creation journey. Whoa, I know that's right. Oh my gosh, okay, that deserves some oatmeal. Cold. It's cold. It's still good though. It got cold. Okay, the juice today is about me. me. As you can see, we're already kind of on that wave. I'm talking about my content creation. But now I want to tell you guys a little bit about my journey as a nurse and as a creative director. Because I feel like those are two different sides of me. It's giving it's giving Hannah Montana. You get the best of both worlds, because that's what I want. I want the best of both worlds. So being a creative director and a nurse is very important to me. I love both of those roles, and I'm going to tell you guys how I am able to do both of them and a little bit more about them, because I already kind of said it, but I want to get into it a little bit more. How do we talk about me as a nurse? Originally, did I want to be a nurse? No. No. When I was a child, if you would have asked me when I was like 9, right, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would have told you a designer. I would have told you like a celebrity. I would have told you I want to be famous. Like I would have said something along those lines, and I think I did. No, I don't think I did. But I used to like draw designs in my room, and I still have some of them back at home. But of like wedding dresses, all these just different designs, and I had a like sheet of paper because there was no Pinterest, right? So this is all in my head, and it was called S. It stood for like elegant, sexy, and like one more thing. Again, I'm like 11 years old, 10 years old. I don't know what I knew about sexy, but at that time, like that's something that I liked, and I even remember like shaping the models. It was amazing. And then I used to like writing a lot too. So another thing that I wanted to do was possibly be a writer. Um, but I grew up in a very strong African household, and I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I don't think I think there's like a negative connotation behind African parents, and I think that it needs to stop. I think that a lot of African parents that, grew up in Africa and came to America, yes, a lot of them are doctors or engineers, or that's what they want us to be, or somewhere in the nursing, like somewhere in healthcare and math or science. And I don't think there's anything wrong for that because those careers, I'm just gonna let you know, they're at least to me, right? To me, I think that they are the most sustainable, and they're the most like stable incomes, like nursing, there's always a need for nurses, there's always a need for engineers, there's always a need for doctors. Like, like these are all jobs that there's like a need for consistently. So you have to kind of put yourself in that mindset that that's where they are coming from. They're coming from Africa, and in America you need to make sure you can hold your own. So you want to have one of those degrees, although they're very intense degrees, you want to be able to have them and attain them. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that it's fine. So like, although I had those careers, right, that I really wanted to do, like journalism or anything like that, my parents definitely pushed me to go into healthcare or engineering. Like, they encourage. I don't even want to use the word push, but they definitely encouraged going into the healthcare for stability and also for my personality too. Because I told them I wanted to be a teacher, and they were like, that's great, but like, how about a professor, like of nursing? You know what I mean? Like, kind of just broaden my horizons. I always say, don't look at life like this, kind of look at life like this, because there's so much you can do. And it's the same thing with business. My parents, they have never said that I shouldn't have a business. It's more of, okay, we want you to go to school and get a good degree and make sure that that is something that you have. And if you would rather do your business, at least you have something to fall back on, type of thing. And I definitely respect that. So, going back to what I was saying, no, nursing wasn't the first thing that I wanted to do as a kid. It's definitely something that was encouraged and brought up to me a lot. And I'm very grateful for that, because I do see how with nursing, I've been able to have so many different opportunities come my way, including where I live right now, my ability to travel, and so many other blessings, be able to teach people. I am very strong in like women's services, obstetrics and gynecology. Like, that's something that if you ask me a question, I am very, very proficient in, and I'm grateful for that because I'm a nurse. But it wasn't my number one. So either way, I ended up going to high school, of course, and I remember going to like a job fair. I saw a thing about nurses, and the person that was giving like the presentation was a Black woman, so that also, and she was the only Black woman there, so that drew me to that school as well. I ended up going to that University of Wisconsin Milwaukee, and then I graduated 4 years later. But while I was in nursing school, I still kind of had this voice in the back of my head that was like, fashion, creative directing, photo shoots, like billboards, like that. Like those were the types of things that I couldn't like get my mind off of, and interviews or talk shows, all those things. So that's why I started my business then in 2021. Also because I was really depressed, and talking to people and hearing how other people were doing. For some reason, it makes me feel better when I interview people or when I talk to people. It's a form of therapy for me. It's helpful. It doesn't hurt anybody. So yeah, that's when I started my creative directing business, and then we curated photo shoots, and even just doing that, it made me feel so good seeing so many people happy. And I'm going to attach pictures so that you guys can see some of the work that we've done. Because we had our first photo shoot, which was the launch. I'm going to attach my favorite picture there. And then we had our second photo shoot, which was the supermodel supper. And then we had others in between for like birthdays, events, Halloween. So yeah, that's me. And I'm happy. I think something that I've learned from doing both was that you have to have time management skills. You have to be able, because it's all cool, like it's all fun and games having control over your schedule, but you need to be able to control that schedule, right? Like otherwise you're not gonna have control. You're gonna be very scattered. So I have a very strict schedule. I'm very disciplined for the most part, unless I'm going through like some sort of funk. I like to call them funks, where I'm just not feeling like the best. I'm not feeling confident. My room's dirty. Mentally, I'm just tired. I'm drained. I'm burnt out. Then, obviously I'm not as disciplined, but for the most part, I would say like a good 70% of my life, I try to stick to my routine, and not even my routine, but my schedule. Like I plan everything, and that goes for not even just being able to do a business and nursing. I think for sure if you're going to do travel nursing, because you make your schedule, you need to have control of your schedule. I don't have my calendar with me, but I like to do like a foldable calendar and a Google calendar. And that goes for nursing school too, right? So if you're in nursing school and you're working, stay on top of your schedule. And that means like with friends. Like for me, I'm pretty like strict on this. I'll have like a few occasions where I might be lenient, but even friends, like my friends have to give me some sort of like notice, or I have to give my friends like a notice when I want to hang out with them. We got to plan it out. You can't just like, I'm sitting here and then you're like, hey, can I come over? Like, girl, no. No. We are too old for that now. Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. No. Maybe when I was 14, but it's been 10 years. I'm 24. I need a 24-hour notice. I know that's right. That's a good one. 24 with a 24-hour notice. No, you cannot just pull up. No. So that's one of like the discipline rules that I have. Even though there are things that I really, really want to go to last minute, if I had plans that night, like I have to hold myself accountable. You know what I mean? But again, I would say that's like 90% of the time. 10% of the time, I'm pretty, I can be kind of lenient. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to do what I do, but a lot of you guys are watching my stuff because you like what I do. So you better sit back, relax, and join the party and get it together. Have that schedule. Period. I'm trying to think what else I could tell you guys about my, how I stay organized. I honestly think that the schedule is the biggest thing, but that's like the background about me. I love both fields. I love being a nurse and I love creative directing. I'm hoping though to really step into my creative directing field this year some more, along with the nursing. I have different things that I want to see, and I guess we can go through that right now without me saying too much, because I always like to say it's good to share some of your goals, right? But you need to be mindful of what you're saying, because you don't know who has it out for you, and you don't know what other people's intentions are at all. I have friends that I'll tell them something that I'm about to do, and they're like, oh, really? You are so jealous. You are just so jealous. Get away, you jealous psycho bitch. You don't know what that means. This is some passive aggressive stuff. So you don't know what someone else is wishing on you. So just be mindful of how much you're sharing on the internet and on one-on-one conversations. But this is a relationship, so this is something that I feel like I should, kind of give you guys a rundown of how I want this year to go, or at least this quarter, right? If this is a business, quarter one, quarter two. So for quarter one, which is now January until about like April or so, the biggest things are Fashion Week and then writing. I have a lot of writing that I need to do for Share Your Life, which is like a interview log that I used to do, the interviews that I was telling you that I used to do. And I have some projects that I need to do for the Healthcare Baddies group chat. So that is kind of what I'm focusing on while I'm out here in San Francisco. I'm going to wait for this helicopter to go.
A few moments later.
Loud ass helicopter. At least there's no sirens this time. But yeah, for quarter one, I want to focus on like writing things for New York Fashion Week, writing things for the Healthcare Baddies group chat, and like organizing that a little bit more. The Healthcare Baddies group chat, ding, I'll put a little. The Healthcare Baddies group chat is a group chat that we have, or like, it's not a group chat, it's a channel. It's a channel that I have on Instagram where I talk to you guys more about nursing. Because my actual Instagram, like the Nospo, the main one, it's my life. It's not nursing. It's my life. So it's everything. I want the Healthcare Baddies channel to be strictly about nursing. So I'm trying to organize it a little bit more this quarter so that I can start posting in there and kind of helping you guys out with things for like the NCLEX, nursing, travel nurse questions that you guys might have, all of those different things. I'm ordering a whiteboard so that I can actually like record myself doing things for you guys. So that'll be a really good relationship, good bond that we can have. Yeah. So I'm organizing that. So this quarter from now until April, it's all about writing. I feel like I'm like doing it. I feel like I'm back in school, so, which is great. But it's like the school of life, But yeah, I'm gonna be writing for Healthcare Baddies for Fashion Week, and then my day-to-day posts, just like writing and organizing, and that's like that's what I'll be doing. Then quarter two, the summer, I want the focus to be curating photo shoots. That's what I really want it to be, more like my Nosipo LLC, because it's like three different things, right? There's the Nosipo, then there's the Nose Pod, and then there's Nosipo, my business, right? So there's three different sides of me, right? So this is more of the talking, and then the other two are like, they're all like different kids. Nosipo LLC, I really want that. I really, 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 really want to focus on that this summer, have some people fly out from different states, and I want to have like an event or some sort of photo shoot, or just ask different people if I can do a shoot with them this summer. Weather's gonna be good, people's gonna be out of their seasonal depression. I'm gonna be out of my seasonal depression, so let's get into it. Like, let's get into those shoots. That's what I want the focus to be. And then the final quarter of the year, I'm not quite sure what I want it to be yet. Maybe I can dedicate that more to like interviewing people again. I can interview people this summer. Right now, this is kind of like my isolation period, but this summer I can definitely, this summer and then towards the end of the year, from like September to December, I can try to interview people on the podcast a little bit more again. I think it's healthy to have like isolation periods, at least for me. Sometimes I need to like get away and just be on my own. I love my friends. I love my family. I love my boyfriend. I love everybody. But for me personally, there are times where, as a creative director, or even just a creative, right? If you're a creative, you get it. We have to like get away from people and kind of be on our own for us to recharge and start curating again and think about ideas. Because when we get stuck in like a day-to-day routine, it's like it's like I don't know what to do. Like, it's kind of, they call it writer's block, right? There's writer's block where you just don't know what to write. It's the same thing. It's very similar for a creative. And I'm also a writer too. So I get these blocks and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to write. I don't know what content to produce. I don't know. But then it's like when I get away from everything and everyone and I'm just kind of like on my own, it helps me. It really helps me generate ideas again. And that's probably another reason why I was able to really blow up on Instagram, was because I took some time to be on my own and figure out and like hustle and like really figure out what I wanted to do with my content and come up with different ideas. Now, when I move back home, it doesn't at all mean that I don't like to live with people. Like, I can't live with my family or like my boyfriend and stuff. It's just important for me to either take a few weeks or a few days or a week, whatever it is, to go somewhere where I'm alone and I can just think and plan and, kind of rejuvenate myself. And if you're creative, I think it would be in your best interest to do that as well. Woo! So I think that's pretty good for the juice. I feel like we got into a lot of things. I want to get into what's going on in the world, because where is the love? People and people. Where is the love? Love, 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 love. Where's the love, the love, the love? What is going on? Okay. So right now I'm on NBC. I don't know how accurate NBC is. What is going? I literally just type in like what's going on in the news. We'll do USA Today because that's what I typically use. All right, so London pianist goes viral after clash with Chinese TV group. Okay. Roman artifact unearthed during a community dig in England. Egyptian-Israeli peace could be at risk if military pursues Hamas into Rafah. If this is live, If the Israeli offensive continues into Rafah, Egyptians are concerned. Thousands of cornered Palestinians may rush into their territory. I don't know if I want to do USA Today. I feel like it's not really giving free Palestine. Displaced Palestinian couple hold a tent wedding. Family members cheered as a displaced Palestinian couple held their wedding in a tent in Gaza. Okay, that's good. I really just like reading what's going on in Gaza. Death of Israeli soldiers in explosion highlights friendly fire accident. Friendly fire accidents? Why does it say friendly? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. The Japan's moon probe nailed its landing but took a tumble. Okay. Costa Rica lifts patriarchal requirement to put father's name before mother's. Good. Russian courts jail nationalist Putin critic and women convicted of blast that killed a pro-war blogger. Ex-Spanish soccer president will face trial for kissing player after World Cup win. Yeah, for sure. Coco Gauff out in Australian Open semi-final. Sad. Stop eating fried toothpicks. South Korea warns after a viral social media trend. I'm gonna need people to stop with these social media trends, because I saw one the other day, and this girl was like, I froze my eggs and I'm 25. You should too. And I'm like, why the did you do that? I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge, but I just don't think that, I feel like that's something that we could have kept to ourselves. Like, if that's what she wanted to do, like, good for you. But now convincing other women that are in their early 20s to freeze their eggs, like, that's a very invasive procedure, you know? And I feel like that's something that maybe you would do when you're in your 30s or like your late 20s, if that. But, and it's also like, people don't understand that not all the eggs survive the thawing process either. So a lot of the time you can freeze these eggs, but then when you go and retrieve them, which typically they can last being frozen for like 5 years, I believe. So 25 to 30, you can still get pregnant at 30. So why are you freezing your eggs? What? I mean, maybe they can last longer. Maybe I'm incorrect. But either way, like, the longer you wait, the harder. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy to thaw them. So it's like keeping chicken in. Like, it's like, I feel like people think that freezing eggs is like keeping chicken in the freezer. But even putting a chicken in the freezer, it has a lifespan. So the longer you wait, the less quality it has. You know? It's the same thing. If I freeze a chicken in the freezer, if I put a chicken in the freezer and I try to take it out 30 years later, do you think I'm going to want to eat that chicken? No. No. So why are you freezing your eggs if you can still have a kid at 30 or 29 or 28? The time that it gets kind of harder is after 35. So it makes sense to freeze your eggs at like 29 or 30. But at 24? No, bro. Like, what? What? No. No. So don't do that. Don't enjoy your 20s. Get on whatever happened to birth control? Like, pop a birth control pill, you know? And then when you're like 29ish, if you're like, you still haven't found your in the cut with my twin, we be vibing. If you haven't found that person yet, then maybe you can freeze them. But freezing your eggs at, like, what? So that's another social media trend I saw. And I saw an ad that was like, hi, sell your eggs. And I'm like, what? Sell your eggs and get $50,000. I was, huh? You want me to what? Like, I actually was so confused. I just feel like all these social media trends are a little bit ridiculous. Why? And she was like a young person. I'm like, why are you putting out an ad for people to sell their eggs? Like, are you kidding me? Because now I'm gonna get like some 19-year-old and mother baby talking about, oh, I sold my eggs. Da, 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 da. Why did you do that? Because we're the nurses. We got to clean up after the mess of TikTok. Talking about, I sold my eggs and now I'm in surgery because it didn't go well because I'm 19. I mean, I'm all for egg donation if you're passionate about the reasoning behind it, but like, doing it for money, doing anything for money is never ever good. And that's that, because the love of money is very evil. And I just don't agree with selling your eggs to get $50,000. I don't think so. Especially when you're young, you know, you're so young and impressionable. And again, these are all procedures. You don't just go and they grab them.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Grab them by the pussy. Like, no, this is not that at all. It's a procedure. It's high risk. That's it, girl. I can't. Because if y'all want to be out here, you know, bending your ass over and letting that coochie breathe for anything and anyone, then go ahead. But I always tell you guys that on my podcast, I keep it real. And something that I cannot hold back from is these TikTok trends. No, these influencers, because they really are out here influencing. Personally, I'm going to be very, very serious with you. I'm not an influencer. I'm a content creator. If you call me an influencer, I'm not going to be like, don't call me an influencer. That was it. It's never that serious, but I like to pride myself in creating content and like informing people about different things and like being a creative director, having a business, you know, helping. But these things of quick viral stuff. Because even the girl that whatever froze her eggs was like, I froze my eggs and went viral. Like, no, I'm not here to go viral. I'm not here for that. I'm here to, one, be famous, and two, make a difference in a good way, like actually help you guys and not harm you. Girl, don't take me there, because the thing is, tell me why I'm sweating. Tell me why I'm actually sweating. Okay. So let me make sure this thing is still going. And it is. Oh my gosh, it is. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to my podcast. Thank you for being a part of my little community that I have here. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the views. I think right now I'm at 22 subscribers or 21 subscribers, and that makes me really, really happy. And I am so appreciative for the people. I'm appreciative for the people that are helping me get there, and for the people that are tuning in and asking questions and truly believing in me. It means a lot to me, and I'm so grateful for all the other YouTubers and content creators before me that have helped me have the confidence to really sit here and talk to you guys. Literally 2 videos ago, like my first video, I could barely even look at the camera the entire time. I was like looking everywhere else, but I would say this video, I looked at you guys the entire time. So that's that. That's that. But yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's actually make a difference, and let's actually grow together, right? Because that's all that's life about, is making a difference, having fun, and staying true to yourself. You're true to yourself, and you're honest, and you're genuine. Nothing really can hurt you. Nothing can shake you. God bless you, and thank you. Au revoir. I'll miss you guys. I'm going to try to upload a vlog this week, okay? The vlog from like a week and a half ago, but I'll try to upload it. Au revoir. I love you. Ciao. No see out. Let's do this, girl. Hold on. Hi. Oh, wait, no. Not me getting nervous now. And I have my oatmeal here. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I'm trying to get thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
Let's be serious. Let's get into these affirmations.